Good Saturday morning, and welcome to another exciting edition of Outdoors with Larry Ray on 790 The Bet. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawn.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we roll into our 25th year on the air. It's something I look forward to every week. And we have a new person pushing the buttons over there. Shelby is on jury duty. And who best to get in for Shelby? Brad Carson. Hey, Brad.
Hey, how's it going? Do I get to hit the applause button
you
while
can
we're
anything you want to. The horn. You're good at that horn thing. I know that. I've heard that horn thing.
I found the applause.
Yeah. But this is second Saturday, and that means he's here. David Beal. Hey, Bassin Man, yourself. Hillbilly is.
Yep. I'm here, Larry.
Give him applause, too.
We may talk some fishing, right, David?
That's right.
Yes, appreciate David sitting in with us on the second Saturday, and we got a full show today. And we're really going to focus at the end on a resort that I've been to for probably 40 years, and it's gotten bigger and better every year. My wife Miriam and I just got back from Blue Bank Resort earlier in the week, where we fished with the legendary, the Hall of Famer, Billy Blakley, and we just wore them out, David.
Sweet.
The bluegill were on bed.
Oh, my goodness.
Everywhere.
Did you have some of the one you couldn't wrap your hand around?
Yes.
Oh, my. Well, your hand, my hand.
Billy took care of that. He's a big fella. But we were in his big War Eagle boat, and 2-year-old boat, and he put us on top of it.
Beautiful.
We were on the beds. We're watching that sonar up on the front telling us where they all are. That and it's an amazing thing that he floated right in. I bet we didn't go 100 yards from the dock where
That's
we left.
That's catching right there, Larry.
Oh, they were there.
Oh, my goodness.
And they're there all of July.
Wow.
Right now. You can still catch them up at Blue Bank with Billy. Mm-hmm. They have an assortment of guides and different talents, but Billy is my man, and he laughs every time he catches one.
Wow.
He turns it around and squirts you
with it. It just tickles them, don't it?
He does it. And, of course, my wife caught more than I do because he put her up there with her.
Well, of course. Women always catch all the most of the fish. Put me back in the
boat, but it was quite and so we're going to talk to Billy, and listen to this. I don't know a resort in the state of Tennessee that has two brothers running it. Mm-hmm. One's 39, one's 31. Mm-hmm. They are the Hayes brothers, Drew and Michael, and with their mother, Kathy, came down and said hello to us. But their dad, Mike Hayes, passed away last year or two, recently, and the two brothers stepped right in.
Beautiful.
In fact, one of the brothers, Michael, the oldest, at 39, lives in his grandma's old house that he's remodeled, Miss Virginia, the legendary Virginia Hayes, because she was the chief sculler.
Wow.
You know what sculling is.
Oh, I know what sculling is. I got broke in early.
You think people on this line remember sculling?
It might be a few of them, Larry. Maybe a few of them. A handful.
What is sculling?
It's moving the boat with one arm, progressing the boat through all the different channels and everything, right. And your arm ends up like Popeye.
With the paddle. Keep in mind with the paddle.
Yes, and Miss Virginia she could catch crappie, catch them all and everything like that, right on up to 93 years old.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
When she passed. But
wow.
Anyway, and my uncle was a sculler in the old days. Of course, now you got your trolling motors down, all these
it's trolling motor.
But the sculler was it. And
I was broke in on the sculling.
I'm glad to hear that. Yeah.
I found something about the sculling.
Did your uncle teach you on that?
Yes, he did.
Yes.
You got the short paddle.
Yeah,
and you got the long paddle.
Yeah.
Well, my uncle used to always tell me that the short paddle made too much noise.
Really?
Yes. He said, I'm going to show you how to do it with a long paddle.
Yeah?
And he was right. Long paddle make less noise.
But you had to connect it your arm just exactly right.
Yeah,
your arm was bent and everything. But
yes.
Anyway, we didn't do that. Okay. We just caught 50-plus bluegill on the bed in about 3 hours before it got hot.
Wow.
And we were able to do
that.
So we're going to talk to Billy, but we're also going to talk to Dr. Bernie. And I don't know how to pronounce Bernie's last name. I'm just going to tell you this right now. I'm just going to call him Dr. Bernie.
Kuhajda.
With the Tennessee Aquarium, talking about lake sturgeon, one of the oldest species of fish that was completely disappeared from the Tennessee River.
That's right.
But after 25 years, it's on its way back.
Wow.
And last fall, 50 school kids got together over in Chattanooga.
Yeah.
And they released some 4 and 6 inch lake sturgeon.
Wow.
You know how big a lake sturgeon gets?
Oh my! 6 feet. Or
It's
better.
big.
Yeah, 6 feet or better.
Well, they call it the whole lake.
Yeah.
They just call it a section. It's the lake sturgeon.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk to Dr. Burney of the Tennessee Aquarium. And then we got to get ready because in about 2 weeks, just about, it's going to be the Ducks Expo at the Renaissance Center in downtown Memphis, August
Right.
1st through the 3rd. Mm-hmm. And they just rolled out the new duck stamp. The duck stamp, if you don't understand what that is, people buy the duck stamp who don't even duck hunt.
Wow.
They just want the picture of that duck on that stamp, selected for the junior stamp, the regular stamp, whatever it is. So we're going to talk to Dr. Karen Waldrop. She is with Ducks Unlimited, got a great position with Ducks Unlimited. We're going to talk to Karen not only about the duck stamp, but also about the upcoming expo. And then it's that time again, David.
It's that time again.
It's D&D.
You know, D&D is the segment that everybody's looking for right now.
Well, I know all the D's and D's are.
That's right. It's about that time.
And what is that? Tell our listeners what that's going to be.
D&D is a segment about fishing around the Mid-South. Yeah, that's what we do.
And it's with two Davids.
It's two
And
Davids.
So we call it the D&D segment. David Best. S.Y. Wilson out in Arlington. That building that was built when Caesar was in existence. I don't know. If you've ever been out to the SYS building,
yes.
It's a great facility.
very nice.
There's ghosts back in there, man. There's old things
Yeah,
back
it
in
is.
there. Probably got more gizmos
I
than
saw
any
that.
place, but it's back in Arlington on not the square, because it's not a square. I don't think it is. It's a rectangle.
Depot Square, they
Yeah,
call
Depot
it, right?
Square.
My son used to
Yeah.
visit Santa Claus there.
Yeah, right. Well, he still comes.
Yeah, he's there
David
every
may
year.
dress up like it. I don't know, but David Best will join us.
Think it can fit there?
Yeah. No, don't tell David that now. But David, primary tackle. A lot of us have gotten fishing gear from Primary Tackle, and David will talk about that. But these two guys, they're longtime friends, and I know that David Beal. I called him Hillbilly earlier, and you probably thought, what do you call him Hillbilly for?
That's right.
You know?
That's my name.
That's his name.
That's
And
my
he,
name.
and he,
Okay.
he told me
Yeah.
I could call him. He's the king
That's
of.
right.
He's one of the McKellar Kings.
Yeah.
And we'll get on with David on that as we talk about his love of fishing. And once again, Dave, we got to talk about dealing with heat.
Yes.
And David brought up an interesting subject last month that people want to hear more about
Good deal.
how
Yes.
black
Yes.
folks
Absolutely.
deal with the heat,
Absolutely.
and particularly with sunburn and
That's
all
right.
that kind of stuff. And
That's right.
David will expound.
I will expound
on
a little
that.
bit more on that, Larry, because it's
You've
very
been
important.
you've been out there before.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
We're going to expound on that some more because we need to know more about it.
And how to protect yourself in this weather. And hey, Brad, I know you're from up north.
Yeah, I'm kind of a Yankee.
Well, not
St.
really.
Louis area.
I don't call that really up north, but
I mean, he's just still here, right?
it's supposed to be hot in July. Come on
No,
now.
it's very hot in southern Illinois where I grew up.
St.
Yeah.
Louis, I've had some of the hottest nights at a Cardinal game in my life because you're back in the dungeon in the old ballpark.
Yeah, well, that
Sportsman's Park
AstroTurf.
before you were born.
Yeah.
Back in those
I do.
days.
My father's told me about Sportsman.
Oh, how hot it would be down
very
there
hot.
on the
yeah.
river.
They would sneak into Sportsman.
Yeah, and you did not want to play a day game.
No.
And the players didn't want to play a day game. But anyway,
wow.
David will be involved with us throughout the
Good.
show, and we'll bring in Brad helping us. It is quite. We could not do this show without Shelby McClaw. She has been a wonderful
great.
for us for about 7 years.
It's been 7 years?
Yes.
Wow.
And she does it. She's learned a lot. But we want to let folks know she is serving what she needs to do right now with jury duty.
She can't hardly get away from that.
And Brad has stepped in, and we appreciate him doing that. But so
Glad to do
look
it.
forward to this show as we have a lot of fun, and we're going to give you a clue for next week. You got to listen next week, folks. We're going to have music on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We're going to have Don King, not the boxing guy.
Not the
Everybody
boxing
thinks
guy.
that.
Right.
Poor old Don King. He is the voice of the TWRA. He is the voice of Outdoors with Larry Ray theme song. He's got his own singing group that's at over in Middle Tennessee all the time. And I've got all their CDs and all that. But he'll be here in studio from Nashville.
Wow.
And he'll bring along that guitar. I know he might do the some songs that I want to hear, including the Roadkill Bill. You got to listen to that one. But anyway, and Glenn Wheeler. I don't know if I've ever had a sheriff on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Glenn is the sheriff of Newton County in Arkansas.
Sweet.
and he lives in over in the Jasper area, not far from Harrison. He has a band group himself, and they're going to play for us on the radio next week.
Wow.
I'm going to try to get Hoot Hazelgrove in with his saxophone. So we're going to have a lot of fun next week as we play music, and then we're going to make a big announcements coming out of Hot Springs next week. Mark Hopley of Express Boats, we're going to break it right here on the air. There's also a big deal going on in Pickwick next week. We're going to try to break that announcement with Darryl Worley and all the big gang over at Pickwick. We cover a lot of bases on Outdoors with Larry Ray. If I can just find the base, I'll cover it. Okay? That's what I mean. And that's no baseball vernacular.
But did you say Darryl Worley?
Darryl Worley.
I used to fish some of those Darryl Worley tournaments.
That's him.
Yeah, that's
Darryl.
him.
Yeah, he's out of Pickwick.
That's
And they're getting ready for the
Man, that was
Catfish
a long
Derby.
time ago.
The Catfish Derby is coming up in September.
Yeah.
That's a big deal at Pickwick.
Wow.
Yeah.
They have money given for the biggest catfish and things along that line. And, hey, man, I just recently went to the Catfish Hotel to eat. Hagee's Catfish Hotel at Pickwick, over at Pickwick at Pittsburgh Landing.
Yeah.
I got there at 4 o'clock, and I think we were the last ones that could get in. If you're looking for great catfish, I told the folks I would mention them. It is the Catfish Hotel, Hagee's Catfish Hotel, right there at Shiloh. Go over to Pickwick. But we're going to have a lot of things going on, and I know we will have a report on fishing. Now, I know I'm not going to get out right now unless I'm in a guy's boat, and he's putting my cricket on there.
Yeah.
Those were great.
Oh, they work great. Now, he had a different style of I don't know.
What kind of cricket did he have? Was it the locust kind or the little
It was
brown?
a jumper. It was a jumper. It was all over the
Did
boat.
he have the long legs or?
I don't know the
short
types of. I always just grab
Well,
one.
here, what I thought about is how you hook them. I have never thought he has a certain way to hook the cricket.
Yeah. Like through the wings or?
No.
Through the abdomen?
He goes through a different part of the body than I do.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
So is it in the chest area where the four legs come down and the hook
It's
comes
in the
out?
butt. Okay, I'll just go ahead and say it.
There you
Okay.
go. Thanks,
I don't
Larry.
know if I've ever said that before on Saturday morning, but
Good. That'll wake you up.
I've always gone through the neck and loped it on through.
And
but
then lope
not,
through it.
not Billy.
Yeah.
He's a butt man.
I thought you just go through the head. Does it matter what part you go through?
You'll find out from Billy.
Oh, we'll get the heads
Yeah.
up.
I was just about to tell you. but
Did
I'm
you
gonna let
know
Billy
the
do that.
crickets
Yeah.
have doubled in price? They're going to talk about that. Too.
Oh, Lord.
You would not believe how much crickets cost.
I'll have a job for my wife then.
Yeah,
We'll
the
get some
crickets,
extra-
the worms, they're all coming out of Paragould, Arkansas now, where so they can go over and get a lot cheaper. But anyway, we're going to find out
Excellent.
how much crickets cost. All right, let's take a break. Come right back. We're going to Chattanooga. We're going to the Tennessee Aquarium. Dr. Bernie, you coming up. Lake Sturgeon on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawn.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this second Saturday, July the 12th. And second Saturday, that, of course, means that David Beal is in studio. Good morning again, David.
Great morning, listeners, and great morning, Bernie.
I don't know if you've caught a lake sturgeon before. I've seen pictures of it several times since I heard about what happened last fall when 50 school kids out of Chattanooga released some lake sturgeon, which I thought was pretty cool for them to do that.
I think that was real cool, Larry.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah.
And so we've been trying to get Dr. Bernie on with us today. And Bernie, I'm going to ask you to pronounce your last name. I have enough trouble with my own, but tell me, Bernie, how do you pronounce your last name?
That is no problem. It is Czechoslovakian, very scary. It's Kuhajda, though. It doesn't sound as scary as it looks.
Kuhajda, is that right?
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
And,
Great.
and that's Czechoslovakian, okay?
Yes, it is.
Well, you ought to know all about lake sturgeons, then, for sure. You've been in. How long were you in Alabama?
I was at Alabama 25 years, and I got my PhD on freshwater riverine sturgeon in the United States and over in Central Asia.
Well, Bernie, I appreciate you. We've tried to get Bernie on a couple of times because this is such a fascinating subject, and talking about lake sturgeon, we've all seen pictures of it, maybe in Wild Kingdom or something like that. We're going to see something about it because they are an ancient species.
Yes.
Right, Bernie? I mean,
yeah, we've got fossils that date back to the late Cretaceous. I think the oldest full fossil is 78 million years old. So these fishes literally swam with the dinosaurs.
well, let's talk about what you guys did last fall with those school kids and what's been going on for almost a quarter of a century.
Since 1998, we've had lake sturgeon here at the Tennessee Aquarium, except for the year of COVID, 2020.
Okay.
And we get them when they're about a half an inch to an inch long. We grow them out all summer long. We've got over 1,000 of them downstairs right now.
Yeah.
And when they get big enough, about 6 inches or so, we release them, and we usually have 2 or 3 releases in the fall. And last fall we had 50 school kids involved in releasing them, and we've got these clear ice cream buckets that you put each individual little sturgeon in, so you can take selfies with them and get good pictures. Wow. And they're in water and breathing. Wow. And then they release them into the river right here in downtown Chattanooga, and it is a party.
Well, what happened to the lake sturgeon, Bernie?
So we had lake sturgeon throughout the southeast in the Cumberland River, the Tennessee River, and the Coosa River, the Mobile Basin down in Georgia. And there were commercial fisheries. That hit them pretty hard. Water pollution, because that was before the Clean Water Act.
Sure was. The Clean Water Act, 73 or something like that?
Yeah, and it really didn't kick in the southeast here till the late 1990s.
That's right, yeah.
And then there was some pretty poor water quality and no minimum flows below a lot of the TVA dams. So 3 things happened. Number one, the sturgeon throughout the states in the southeast, they're state endangered, protected, so nobody can catch them anymore.
Okay.
So that gets rid of that. Number 2, the Clean Water Act. The Tennessee River really is cleaner than it's been probably in 150 years.
That's amazing.
It's in
great.
Pretty good shape.
Yeah.
And then number 3, TVA in the late 1990s, they had a dam improvement program. And now they've got minimum flows. They bubble up oxygen to make sure there's oxygen below some of the dams.
Yes.
And so now the Tennessee River is, getting back to what it used to be, a lot healthier. Wow. And it was time to start putting some lake sturgeon back in and see how they do.
Now, I know that you joined the Tennessee Aquarium Conservation Institute in 2012 as an aquatic conservation biologist after spending 25 years at the University of Alabama. What is it about the lake sturgeon, and how big do they get if we ever get them going, Bernie?
All right. So I looked it up. The record is 395 pounds, and 9 feet.
That's what I was thinking.
There you go.
That was 100 years ago. That was back in the 30s and 40s and stuff like that. So right now down here in the South, they're only going to get over 6 feet and about 150 pounds. That's all.
Only. Okay, only.
A 6 feet fish. He's only 6 feet.
That's how big I always wanted to be.
Right.
6 feet and 150
That
pounds.
sounds pretty good.
He's a baby.
So, but the goal here, because they don't mature, if I'm not mistaken, till 20 years old. Is that right, Bernie?
That's right. It's different between males and females. The males, they'll mature about 15 to 20. The females, 20, sometimes to 33 years, depending on where they are. But the males live to the mid-50s, and females live to 80 years old plus.
Wow.
Now, there is a sturgeon that was aged at 154 years. Now, how accurate that was, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure lake sturgeon do live over 100 years. So they're old living fish. So because they live so long, they have to be teenagers before they start spawning.
Yeah.
So where do we think? Where are they now? I mean, when I think of lake sturgeon, I mean, where are they found now?
So they are still relatively common up in Canada and in tributaries to the Great Lakes. There is a fisheries for them. not a commercial fisheries, but an individual fisheries in Wisconsin.
Okay, all right.
And people can harvest X number of fishes. They have tags for them and stuff like that. But they, for 20-plus years now, they've been reintroduced in here into the southeast, and we've got evidence of actual recruitment, having, catchable baby sturgeon in the Coosa River in Georgia.
Wow. Yeah.
Because they age these fish to be born in 2020, and no fish were stocked then because of COVID. And so we're pretty sure they've already spawned and grown up a little bit down in Georgia in the Coosa River system. We don't have evidence of that in the Tennessee or Cumberland, but it should be any time now.
And we're talking about, you've done some stocking, buddy. I mean, there's been 425,000.
Wow.
Yeah,
and raised and released to by the aquarium and the partners and the into the Tennessee River and the Cumberland River watersheds over the past quarter of a century. I mean,
you got it. Yeah, and
you have not tried. You've really tried.
We have tried.
Yeah.
And Warm Springs National Fish Hatchery down in Georgia.
Yes.
They go up and fertilize eggs right on the banks of the Wolf River in Wisconsin. And since 2021, we've gone up there with them. And then they bring them back to their hatchery, hatch them out, grown up a little, and then they send them out to 4 other hatcheries, including the Tennessee Aquarium. And the other hatcheries are in Mississippi, Arkansas, and South Carolina. And then when they get that 6 inches or so, they get released throughout the Cumberland and Tennessee basin and in the Coosa River. And the one thing we're worried about, all sturgeon, all 26 species worldwide in the Northern Hemisphere, when their eggs hatch and those little larvae soak up that yolk sac and start swimming around in the river, they have to get up in that water column and ride the river currents.
Oh, my God.
Just like the vulture rides the air currents up there. And they feed on the plankton in the water column. But they need those water currents to be able to stay up off the bottom and feed on that plankton. And, of course, we got so many dams on the main stem of our big rivers now. Is there enough riverine habitat for those larvae to drift? Luckily, lake sturgeon, they drift the shortest distance of any sturgeon in North America, about 7 to 15 miles.
That's it. Okay. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. So a real narrow lawn reservoir like Nickajack here, it's pretty riverine. So we're hoping if they spawn below Chickamauga Dam, that there's going to be enough riverine habitat that those larvae will be able to make it, and we'll actually have recruitment right out there in the river, which would be fantastic.
Again, we're talking to Bernie Kuhajda. I don't know. I'm getting close to that last name, but
close enough.
Close enough. Just tell Dr. Bernie, but we have great ties with Outdoors of Larry Ray and the Tennessee Aquarium and the IMAX Theater over there. We just had some folks from Memphis won some tickets over there over the 4th of July, and they're still talking about their trip there. It's got to be a fascinating position, Bernie. Talk about working at the aquarium like this and doing studies like this. This got to be great for a guy that spent a lot of time in college and a lot of degrees and things along that line in Alabama. Talk about your function.
Well, I want to pick his brain on 2 things right quick.
Do it.
I want to pick your brain. Let's go back to the aging. Is it like dog age, like 7 years to 1, or is it like?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
Is it?
Are they really
year
that
for
old?
year?
They're really that old. Those males will get on average about 50, 55 years old, females 80 years old. So, they live as long
that's year for year.
That's year for year. Yeah.
OMG. Okay, my second part question is, so when you release these embryos, whatever, babies.
4 to 6 inches.
Yeah, 4 to 6 inches.
Yeah.
What are the natural predators in the river system?
What do they have to die?
What do they? How is their living ratio versus how many you're letting go versus how many will get eaten? Because that's what we keep up with, when it comes to, conservation, when it comes to babies like that. What's that about?
That's a really good question. So when they're 4 to 6 inches long, the one mechanism they got is they've got 5 rows of bony plates along their side that have sharp little hooks on them.
Okay.
They got 1 on the top and 2 on each side. So that does give them a little protection probably from some bass, but them blue and flathead catfishes, they'd be no problem them munching them up.
Got it.
There
Okay.
they go.
Yeah. See, that's kind of
a snack.
interesting. Yeah.
That's just a snack.
Yeah.
Because it makes the difference when in growing and maturing for the next 2 to 3 years, especially when it's year to year, and not 7 to 1. I mean, just to have that information.
Well, that's why they've put 450,000 fish out there right now.
Maybe 2,000 to live.
Well, no, I don't know. Whatever gets through is a bonus for you guys, aren't they, Bernie? I mean,
that's right. I mean, we do sampling in December throughout all 3 basins to try to catch subadults and adults and see how they're doing, see if they've got a healthy weight. And the reason we go out in December, the water temperature is cool enough that we're not stressing them too much and they're moving around, so they can find the pieces of fish on those trout lines, and we can catch them that way. Yeah. And we've caught about 400, I think, over the years. Yeah. So, but the problem is to get a population estimate, you tag them, you release them, and you've got to recatch.
You got to recatch them.
Certain number, and we've only recaught a fraction of those 400 plus we've tagged. So we really don't have a good idea of survival rate. We really don't know what it is.
Bernie, we got about a minute or two here. Tell our listeners where they can go for additional information about the aquarium and find out more about what you guys, the great job you guys do.
You can just, in any search engine, put in Tennessee Aquarium, and we've got websites all over the place. The Conservation Institute, we're the research branch, so I get to study threatened and endangered fishes throughout the Southeast, mostly Tennessee, Georgia, and Alabama.
All right, folks, if you have not been to the Tennessee Aquarium or the IMAX Theater, shame on you. Put it on your bucket list. It's one of our jewels for the state of Tennessee. Bernie, thank you, man. I'll learn to pronounce your name, much less spell it the next time, buddy. Okay?
Thank you, and go enjoy the amazing aquatic wonders right in our backyard.
I got it, Bernie. Thank you, buddy. All right? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's take another break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We're going to talk Ducks Unlimited. We'll be right back.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawn.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this Saturday, July 12th, and this is a segment that we look forward to every month. Second Saturday, it means what we call the D&D segment, and that's David and David, and we've kind of rearranged our schedule a little bit on this Saturday morning, but I'm just going to turn it over to my co-host here, David Beal, and you can introduce this guest, and then y'all can go at each other and tell us how wonderfly cool it is in the Mid-South fishing.
Yes, sir, Larry. We always go at each other. We've been going at each other for a number of years now, and none other than my bestest friend. Ain't that something? His last name is Best too.
Yes, it is.
It make you a best friend of mine. Yeah, best friend of people.
You ever known a David Worst?
I don't know. No. Maybe that's me on the lake when I'm fishing. David Worst.
David Worst. No, this is David Best. Go ahead and introduce him.
All right, man. This guy right here, S.Y. Wilson. This guy is a lovable guy. You get to know him. He knows fishing. He knows the outdoors. He's been there. He's done that. And none other than my friend David Best. How you doing, David?
Thank you, David. I appreciate y'all having me on the show again today.
Yeah, man.
Larry ain't kicked me out yet.
Yeah, he ain't kicked you out yet, man. That's because I got you tied down. I got you locked in. And so this is what I need from you today, man. I need a lot of information from you. What is it like out there right now, man?
So we're doing this segment right now about fishing, right?
Yes.
As we try to get Karen Waldrop. We're just trying to get her. Yeah. But we're on the air right now, so let's keep going. I'm just telling my friend Chris Jennings that he can't come on the radio right now because we're live.
That's right. We live.
Yep. Go.
Yeah, we got this
Help me out,
thing
Chris.
going on.
Go ahead.
All right, yeah. So, David, how is it going out there? How's it going out there when it comes to the bite right now? Is the bite tougher? What's going on with that bite right now?
You know, I'm getting some really good reports on the bite. I mean, I've had several pictures of some really big fish that people have caught. The bite at Kentucky Lake, I've been told, has been really, really hot this last couple of weeks. You know, they're fishing that mid-range stuff. It's summertime. We've had a lot of current flow, so that's kind of helping with all the rains and everything. It's never really slowed down this year, so we've had a lot of current flow. So I think the bite's been really, really good from everybody I've talked to.
Beautiful, man. Are these bites coming from like the bigger lakes, or is it coming from ponds, or is it everywhere, or is it just a certain particular body of water throughout the Mid-South?
I saw pictures of 2 10-pounders last week out of ponds. Now, granted, they were private ponds, but still, yeah.
Right.
But it's been good in general. I mean, we've had these little rain showers in the afternoons, and this time of year in summer, we talked about this I think last show. Mm-hmm. I love to go and get in front of those when I can and get out on the lake and catch a few fish. Because when you get those little showers this time of year, them fish like it. It puts some oxygen in the water. It puts some cloud cover over it. They get tired of this overbearing sun just like we do.
Yeah, that's right. So what are one of the things I like to talk about is some of your bait choices. Right now, a lot of people talking about their early morning bite. You got your buzz baits, you got the pop-Rs, you got your walking style baits. What are some of the baits that you're using, as we call them crickets? What are some of the crickets you're tying on? That's the term you use when you don't want nobody to know what you're using.
Exactly what cricket you're using.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, right now, a couple of the main things that I would be fishing with is a swim bait. It's that bait that you can kind of get down and you can kind of get it close to the bottom. You can get it in the middle. You can kind of do whatever you need to do with it. It looks pretty realistic. That's what a lot of these fish are feeding on, these pelagic fish, particularly offshore. Mm-hmm. But even some of them shallower water fish, they're looking for those little brim that are sunning. They're looking for those fish in the middle, those shad schools, because that's what they feed on primarily during the summer.
Right.
So that's a great choice. The other great choice is, as always, is those bottom bouncers, those plastics.
Yeah.
A Carolina rig lizard or a Carolina rig brush hog right now, or baby brush hog, those are great choices.
Yeah, great.
And that's something that it floats a little bit off the bottom. Those fish that are hugging the bottom on those really hot sunshine days, it's a great choice for that.
So let me ask you: Are you using any kind of big worms? Because people like the big worms in the summertime.
I wasn't going to mention that particular cricket, but
I just gave it up on. I just gave all the secrets up.
That is funny.
A big worm this time of year is a hard one to beat.
Yeah.
Because these fish, they got to eat a lot. Fish bass particularly are a cold-blooded creature.
Yeah.
During the summer, they've got to eat, and I think the figure is like 4 ounces every 12 hours to maintain their body weight if they're 3 pounds or better.
Yeah.
As opposed to in the winter, that same 4 ounces will feed them for 2 weeks. So
one of the reasons why I brought right. One of the reasons I brought up the big worm, because as y'all know, down at S.Y. Wilson, David Best have a selection of big worms, and I'm talking about some of the colors that you can't really find. You know what I mean? Like me, I like those colors that's kind of translucent a little bit in summertime, something different.
Yeah.
And S.Y. Wilson got those big worms down there. And I remember buying some of them.
You actually bought some of them?
Oh, I bought some of them.
Right. Way to go, David.
I tried to run him down and just get me some,
Wow.
Yeah.
And he's got really, really good big worms down there. What are the sizes you have down there, Dave?
So, we got everything from a fatter 8-inch up to those 10s and 11s, Zumo Monsters, our private
Zumo Monsters, that's it. Yeah.
Our private branded one. We've got some special colors in that private branded one. We've got some special colors in some of the Zoom stuff that you don't see other places.
Yeah.
That's right.
And we're always looking for that something a little bit different, and it's all geared towards local lakes.
Exactly.
This is the stuff I've fished for years and years and years on Kentucky Lake and Pickwick and Horseshoe and these lakes that I like to fish in this area.
Yeah, this is the stuff he beat me with, when we was fishing trail together.
Actually admitting
he didn't want to tell me that.
Secret weapon.
Yeah, he didn't want to tell me, but
he's definitely gone to
all
David
his little
Best.
crickets. I had to go run him down.
Yeah.
But I got a topic, David, that we brought up the last show.
What?
And one of those topics was about the heat and the different skin tones and the people, and the anglers. And one of the topics were, darker skinned guys, darker skinned women.
There you go.
Who's out there fishing and don't think that they can get sunburned. And could you expound on that a little bit for me? And I'm gonna go with you too after you respond.
Yeah. So that's one of the things we sell a lot of sun protection here in different forms. be it in the form of a gaiter to put over your face and your nose, be it in the form of hats or UV clothing. We sell a lot of bamboo-based UV clothing for Hook and Free Fly and some of these other brands. To help protect your skin. And I actually had a customer in here bought a kayak Thursday, and he had to have part of his nose removed and had several surgeries in order to get that put back because he grew up on the beach as a kid.
Wow.
He's in his 70s and he grew up on the beach as a kid and he lost part of his nose.
Wow.
I have another friend who lost part of an ear. I mean, and it doesn't matter what your skin tone is. UV sun is UV sun.
There it is.
I mean, that stuff's hard on you, whether you're white,
yep,
somewhere in the middle, dark, it doesn't matter.
Right.
I mean, it's not good for you, period.
Yeah.
So, back in the day, we didn't really pay that much attention to it in the 70s and the 80s, but a lot of us who didn't are now paying for it.
Yeah. So I think that's a good thing that David brought that up because when I was a child, of course, I grew up in a African American family, and not so much mixed. And our people would always tell us, and this is one of the biggest myths that I want to expose, Larry.
There you go. Yeah.
One of the biggest myths that we grew up on, they would always tell us, "Oh, you're not a white kid. You don't need this sunscreen." And that's what they used to tell us all the time.
Yeah.
And you're a black kid. You don't need this on your arm and on your hands and on your ears.
Yes,
and they would always tell us this. And as I grew older and I became an angler early, I was early on, and as a teenager, I got burned.
You did.
And I went and told my folks that was a lie. Yeah. I didn't know what was going on with me, but nevertheless, I found out that was not true. That's one of the biggest myths that black folk don't need sunscreen. We need it.
But you do sell that to anybody that comes in your store, though, right, David Bears?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm always willing to sell something to anybody.
Yes.
So we carry we carry sunscreens, sun lotions for your lips. Some organic tallow stuff.
That's right.
As opposed to
Trap
natural
lips.
stuff.
I was at Reelfoot. I was at Reelfoot Monday. It was hot. We were catching bluegill, but I'm so glad I had my chap lip.
That's right.
To keep my lips because they burn very easily.
Yes.
Particularly in July and August. Right, David? I mean,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a real cheap investment. I know David likes bigger investments.
Yeah, bigger investments, like kayaks.
Like kayaks.
David got kayaks. That's the kind of investment I want. Tell me something about those kayaks, David.
Well, he just sold one. He just told us that.
Yeah, I want him to tell me something about the one I want.
So we just sold a Passport 10. We have anything for about everybody. From a lower end budget to a higher end budget, we can do anything from mounting graphs on them. Everything we sell is going to be stable. Good warranties on them. Most all of them are pretty much either U.S. built or just right across the border in Mexico. Yeah. And so they're all great quality U.S. companies.
What was the name of those kayaks, Larry? You always call them the name of those kayaks.
Yeah. What are they?
Hobie and New Canoe. Hobie and New Canoes are two major brands.
Yes. Yeah.
And then we also sell some Jacksons out of Sparta.
Now, what's the status lately of Herb Parsons, David? You heard? Are they still closed at Herb Parsons? Or?
Yeah, they're still closed right this second. They're doing some. I haven't had a chance really to go talk to Damon, but they've got it closed. They're doing some of those pieces of that Bill Dance conversion that they're working on. They still haven't started on the concessionaires building yet. Hopefully they're going to get that started here before too long.
All right, well,
because that's kind of the big piece to get that park back up and running and where it needs to get.
See if you can find that out for us in time for next week's show, next month's show, David.
I'll try to get you.
Give us an update on Herb Parsons because I know a lot of folks. That's where they caught their first fish, and they've spent some money out there. It's a Bill Dance signature lake now. They had the fishing rodeo out there before the rain got them.
That's right.
Before the rain got them and everything. And a lot of things. Folks, do not miss out on the TWRA lakes, whether it's Glen Springs or there's other places you can catch if Herb Parsons is closed. It's pond time right now.
Yes.
Pond time.
About ponds.
Watch for those things that crawl on the ground.
Absolutely.
I'm jumping into your segment.
Yeah, go ahead. Jump right in. We love those segments.
No, I just ruined his segment. it's his segment, and here comes old Larry.
Yeah, I love it when Larry intervene because we learn from the best.
What are you looking at him for?
Well, you have to talk to him. I talked to Brian so he can.
Larry knows what he's doing. I think y'all got this thing. I was enamored with the kayaks that y'all were talking about. I wouldn't mind having one of those.
Right.
Well, you need to go out to that building was built in 1712.
Yeah.
Well, they have that Arlington on the Square deal over there. And
ain't no square in Arlington.
Well, Larry said it's not a square, it's Depot Square, but they call it a square. Larry's upset about that, David.
No,
wow.
I know.
No. So tell him, David, let you go. Tell him what the hours are. It's on this Saturday morning.
All right. Saturdays 10 to 6, but it's Monday through Saturday 10 to 6, Sundays 12 to 5. We're right down here on the historic Depot Square in Arlington. Lots of great options, some great food down here as well. So come down and see us.
All right, buddy. We appreciate you, David Best.
Thank you, man.
All right. We'll talk to you next month, David Best. All right. All right, let's take a break. We got Karen Waldrop. I know she's online. She's waiting for us. So we'll be right back talking Ducks Unlimited. We'll be right back.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawn.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, and it's always fun to talk to somebody from Ducks Unlimited. Because if you didn't know that, it's right here, folks. Thousands of cars go right by it every day on Walnut Grove, and maybe not thinks, what does that big flag mean right there? Well, it means a lot to Memphis, and we're happy that DU is a sponsor of Outdoors with Larry Ray, and it's always a pleasure to have anyone from DU on the show, and today we're really happy to have Dr. Karen Waldrop on. She is the DU's Chief Conservation Officer, the first woman to hold that role, but also not only that, Karen, but also there's so much going on. We just got through with the duck stamp, and all the big shots are over there. I don't mean big shot. I mean a lot of people that love what we all love, and I'm glad you were there for that unveiling. But we've got a big event coming up. It's before we know it's going to be in a couple of 3 weeks or so, and that's August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and that is the DU Expo at the Renaissance Center. And so I asked my good buddy Chris Jennings, Greg Powers, all the good folks out there, and I said, can we talk to somebody? And they said, why don't you talk to Karen? I said, let me find her and we'll do it. And I appreciate you joining us, Karen, on this Saturday morning. Thank you for taking the time from, I know your busy schedule and everything, but let's talk first about what happened with the duck stamp and how important that is to us and so many people. I was just telling my co-host here, David Beal, that a lot of people buy the duck stamp that don't even duck hunt.
Exactly.
And
that's right.
Does that not tell you a testament?
That's right. I was trying to figure out what that
DU
was about,
does
too.
and what ducks mean to this nation, this world, whatever it might be. So fill us in on how it went, because I know you were over there at Stuttgart with a lot of the good folks that we've had on this show many times over the years, and know that you were part of the team when I started looking at all these different people that were there. Talk about the duck stamp and the importance of it, Karen.
Absolutely. And it was a great day. And it was probably the most, first of all, thank you for having me on, guys.
Yes,
it's great to be here. I really appreciate it. Let me start with that. But it was a great day. I mean, I've been to several of these, and this was the largest one. Of course, it was at Max Prairie Wings, and we even had folks from U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service there. We had a lot of local people that just came in. They're like, "Hey, what's going on?" They stayed for it. But it was really great. We had a wonderful time. But I love going to that event every year because, like you said, I mean, first of all, the history of the duck stamp and all the conservation stories and the pride of waterfowl hunters being part of this user fee system. But it's also like how that stamp, that simple stamp that started in 1934 with Bing Darling drawing the first one, brings together people that are hunters, artists, stamp collectors, outdoor enthusiasts, wildlife watchers, conservationists, you name it. millions of people are buying this, every year, every couple years, and they are becoming part of this amazing conservation story. So it's really is a testament to how important conservation and waterfowl and art and all this can bring people together to help support an incredible effort. And I have to say that not only is the federal duck stamp like one of the earliest conservation stories, it's also probably one of the most impactful in protecting critical migratory bird habitat. Really.
I was looking on there since 1934, Brad and David, listen to this. This stamp have raised more than $1.2 billion to conserve over 6 million acres of wetland habitat on national wildlife refuges nationwide.
That's unbelievable.
And what will we?
It's actually unheard of.
Where will we be without it, Karen? When you think about it,
wildlife. I'm telling you, national wildlife refuges wouldn't be in existence because 98% of the dollars and the efficiency, which is required by law, 98% of the revenue goes into conservation directly through establishing and expanding national wildlife refuges, voluntary conservation easements in critical waterfowl habitat areas. I mean, it benefits so many things other than just waterfowl, like tons of other wildlife species and bird species and fish species, you name it.
And you bring together, I was looking at this Assistant Director of the Migratory Bird Program, Doug Schoenrock, of course, the Director of the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. The Postmaster got him out of Stuttgart for this one day.
Yeah.
And then you get down, and the two most important people were the federal duck stamp artist and the junior duck stamp artist. Man, I've been to this thing before, and I know when we had the big deal down at the pyramid, and we had them all, and those young kids, it means so much to know that kids take part in this too. I mean, that junior stamp is important, isn't it, Karen? I mean.
Oh, it is. It really is. And let me tell you, it's quite impressive looking at some of those. And her name was Catherine Ling that won this year.
Yes.
And it was. She did a shoveler, which, by the way, I love golden shovelers.
Yes.
I love a spoonie. I'm just going to go ahead and tell everybody now.
Yes.
And that's what she painted and won. And it was absolutely stunning, and she was just such a neat young lady. And then we even had a call-in by Johnny Morris and John Paul.
Yes.
So it was pretty exciting.
Well, has a shoveler ever been on the stamp before for the junior stamp? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either. But
it has been on the federal duck stamp,
but not
before,
the junior. I don't think.
It's not a.
How many juniors are going to paint a shoveler? Yeah, when you get down to it. But,
not many. You got to be brave.
But again, we appreciate Dr. Karen Waldrop being with us, DU's Chief Conservation Officer, and I know Karen. We're just weeks away from an event that a lot of us have been anxiously waiting for a long time. We're back from Texas. We're back where it ought to be. We're air conditioned. We don't have to worry about the heat back in the old days when we were part of that. Of course, I was here. I don't know if you know this, Karen, but I was there when the first shovel was raised from Chicago. And all the guys came down to DU, and I saw all those long overcoats all those guys were raising, and Billy Donovan and all those guys were out there, and they said, this is a real dream, that we're glad to be in Memphis. And I just want to pay tribute to all you folks out there, because I know a lot of those people are under your wing, Karen, and you have a great responsibility. But talk about what this expo is going to mean for DU and the city of Memphis.
Yeah, first of all, I'm so glad they brought DU headquarters down here. It is a phenomenal place to be right here on the Mississippi River. So we're standing on the shoulders of giants for sure.
Yes.
But we are so excited about DUX, the expo, being here in Memphis. Like you said, man, it's where it ought to be, in the heart of, waterfowling country with Arkansas and Mississippi and Western Tennessee. It's just, it's great. So we are looking at I actually was talking to the guys about this the last couple of days, David Schuessler and his whole team.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have over 250 vendors
That's right.
this year there.
Yeah.
And it's like we had to get more space to get more vendors in because it's that popular. Anybody that's interested in that has anything to do with waterfowl and hunting or anything else, they're going to be here. And what's really exciting, I was talking to Jimbo about this, what's really exciting is like every aspect of Ducks Unlimited is going to be there, whether it's youth engagement, science, conservation, everyone is here in one place. Like we're going to have all sorts of podcasts and hopefully maybe you guys will come in and
well, we're hoping so. Yes.
We'll have Stump the Scientist, a waterfowl biologist, we're going to have a calling contest and everything's going to be live on YouTube too. They're going to have like the duck den where all this stuff is happening and they're going to be going from place to place and make it all live on YouTube. So even if you can't make it, you can join it live. It's going to be phenomenal.
And it's air conditioned, okay?
And it's air conditioned.
I've got to say that many times because all of us that were part of the old expo back in the hot days, before it left and went to Texas, where it still found hot days. But the Renaissance Center offers a great place for indoor things. The dogs. This is going to be a great show for the dogs, isn't it?
Oh, it really is. Again, every aspect that excites you about waterfowl and waterfowl hunting and the outdoors and Ducks Unlimited is going to be there.
Well, I'm thinking it's August.
Of course, the dogs.
Yeah, August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're hoping to be down there on the 2nd for sure, but folks, it's
what's the building, Larry?
The Renaissance.
It is
Center.
at the Renaissance Center.
Oh yeah, it's at the Renaissance.
I'm looking forward to this.
This is not going to be in some barn.
This is not.
This is first as well. It should.
Very exciting.
Karen knows this. I mean, DU means so much, not just to us, but to the world.
Yep. That's right.
And what it does. And this is a chance to get new DU members. It's a chance to get people involved in ducks. It's a chance to bring kids, folks.
That's right.
Bring your kids to this. Yeah, because it's very reasonable. It's a great thing to do, and you can keep track of everybody. And I know, Karen, you guys are just going double time right now. I can't imagine what's going on with as you get ready for this big event. It's not
busy.
It's busy. Yeah. Just drive by the DU headquarters out there and see what's going on. Karen, we appreciate you taking time on this Saturday morning to be with us. And so tell our listeners where they can go for information. You know what's that DU Expo link? Do you know that? Or I know it's on my website. You can go to LarryRayREA.com. We've got it all posted there. Guy Trebo, my webmaster, the times, the prices, parking, all these different kind of things. If you've ever wanted to be a part of something that is part of Memphis, the heart of Memphis, we're in the heart of the Mississippi Flyway. Wherever you go, right, Ken? Wherever you point your vehicle, you're in the Flyway. And so this is going to be a wonderful, and we're here, Karen, for 3 years. So this is not just something we're going to stick it here for a year and it's gone. It's signed up for 3 years. And if that doesn't tell you the what DU wants to do with this, and the sponsor, Purina, right? I mean,
that's right.
We want to throw them in, Karen. They're putting a couple of dollars in, I think. So.
Oh, absolutely.
The rest of it may be coming from the radio station. I don't know.
Yeah, why
that.
not?
Why not?
I'm going to have to get over to this.
Yeah, get over that. Yeah. All right, Karen. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Always good to talk to you. We'll talk again down the road. Okay. All right.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Really enjoyed it.
Thanks, you.
Karen.
All right, Karen.
Have a great day.
All right, Karen Waldrop. Chief Conservation Officer for our good friends at Ducks Unlimited. And I'm telling you.
I'm big on the kids, Larry. You already know that.
Well, there are going to be lots of kids.
Yeah, I love the children.
How much you love dogs?
I'm an animal lover.
Well,
I bite train anyway. I train dogs.
Well, I'm just telling you, this is the place to be. Get tips, whatever it might be. And, of course, we appreciate DU being a sponsor of Outdoors with Larry Ray, but even if they weren't a sponsor, we would still promote this event because it's going to draw 1,000.
Yeah, these people are from. My dad is a member up in St. Louis,
There you
and
go.
he
Yeah.
does the annual thing is a big deal at each
their
one of
party,
these.
right. They know how to
their
party,
parties,
buddy.
and they have these drawings.
Yes.
And he's got the painting every year for the last, I think, 10 years with
Really?
with the dog and the duck.
Yeah.
You know,
What's your dad's first name?
Lenny Weiss. Yeah.
We salute Lenny.
Yeah, so
okay.
Lenny
you go.
loves the old Ducks
Well, you
Unlimited.
need to get
so
Lenny down
Get him.
here.
I was thinking about trying to get him down
Get him down here for this, because this is first time.
Gotta
It's
get
been
down.
in Texas for a while.
Yeah.
But if you ever remember the old days when we had it out at DU headquarters,
Yeah.
it was hot.
Yeah.
And now,
Renaissance, very nice. It's a good location.
yeah,
Yeah.
great location and
It's
everything.
the old Cook Convention Center.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a good way to say it, David, because
Yeah.
people forget the new name.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
right.
what it was.
They do.
Yeah, Ned Cook in those days.
Yeah.
All right, how we doing on time, Brad?
Yeah, we're about that time.
Let's take a break, come right back, and we're going to Reelfoot Lake, folks. Their own bed up there, and I don't mean the people.
All right, yeah.
But after you spend a day on Reelfoot, you'll sleep good on
You
bed
didn't go to
after
sleep
that.
up there, did you,
Yeah,
Larry?
Yes, I did. Yeah. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawn.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. David Beal, this is second Saturday. We've kind of put him under the, we got him tied down over here because it's got a lot of stuff that I know he's interested in. But we'll give you some more time. But I know he's interested in Reelfoot and catching bluegill on the beds.
Big ones.
Big ones.
hand size.
Well, it depends on how big your hand is. And
Yeah.
Billy Blakley's got big hands.
Blakely got the big hand.
Yeah, he's got the big hands. Yeah, and I won't go any further than that, but yes. But anyway, as you folks knew, earlier in the week, me and my wife Miriam, and let's get it right out of the front, Brad Carson, David Beal.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
Miriam is the best fisherman in the family.
We glad you admitted that because we didn't want you to just keep that a secret.
I don't have to admit that. The next guy on the line is going to admit it several times.
Well, I was told that the guy on the line here kind of hooked her up a little bit. Is that
No. He takes care of her.
Okay.
Yeah, she's got a pretty.
Yes, sir.
She's got a good right swing.
That's how it works.
No, but Billy Blakley is joining us right now, and we spent Monday morning up at Blue Bank Resort fishing for bluegill on the beds with Billy Blakley, in which we've done many times over the years. And Billy and I both went into the Legend of the Outdoor Hall of Fame the same year, and he proceeded to ridicule me on the stage with Miriam being the better fisher person, and I don't disagree with that. She's got more patience than I do, In fact, Billy, I just want you to know that I went to the doctor on Wednesday because I was a nervous wreck after fishing with you on Monday.
I bet you would.
They're changing my anxiety medicine just for you, Billy. I'm going to name it Billy's Pill, when we get down to it.
There you go.
But Billy has been part of the Blue Bank team since he was a youngster. And what does Blue Bank mean to you, Billy Blakley?
Man, Blue Bank, I've been there since I was 14 years old. It's my life. That's all I know.
Wow.
What does it mean to your life? What has it done for you, Billy?
What it's done, everything. I've got places just for being there for everybody getting to see me because they put so much out on social media.
They do.
I walk in places and people say, well, there's Billy. Well, how they know that's Billy,
That's beautiful.
Because they've seen it and because he's such a little fella, too, But
oh, yeah.
and he's got a laugh. Do you hear that? He laughs all the time, particularly when you lose a fish. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, you.
Well, thank you.
Rather laugh than cry.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's fair.
So Billy is part of the team at Blue Bank, and we're going to devote this segment and the last segment of today's show to the resort, which is a fifth generation, which is an amazing thing. And the two boys, Michael and Drew Hayes, following the footsteps of their late dad, Mike Hayes, and he was following the footsteps of his parents, particularly Miss Virginia.
Yeah.
We've already talked about
Yes, sir.
Virginia and her ability to scull, and we lost 4 or 5 listeners because they don't know what sculling is.
That's for sure.
That's a lost art, Billy, but it is what it is. But let's talk about what happened and what we fished on. Now, I've got my little sheet of paper here, and I made notes and everything like that. My Radio Shack, I have to tell you, my Radio Shack tape recorder quit, Billy. But I can remember what you said, but I ain't got a clue what the boys said, okay? But I can always remember what Billy said. But so we didn't go talk about it. No, we met. We went out about 7 o'clock because it was going to be hot. We went in Billy's War Eagle. What's the length of that boat, Billy?
And that big 2370 War Eagle Black Hawk.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Right out of where we at Keystone. I mean, we took off out of Keystone.
Yes, sir.
All right, we took out of Keystone. We left our car there. We got in the boat with Billy. How far did we go from there, Billy?
Oh, maybe 50 yards.
50 yards.
What? You
Yes.
mean like from the blast up, from the ramp?
Yes, from the ramp.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
Jesus.
Yeah, and tell us why we just went 50 yards, Billy.
Well, I went through there the day before and scanned. There was beds everywhere, so we just turned the live scope on scanning mode and went up through there. And when you find one, just drop anchor on it and go right at it.
And that's what we did, didn't we? I mean,
That's all we did.
now this is today is July the 12th, Saturday the 12th, but so we're almost at mid-July. Are they still on the beds now? Are they still on the beds, Billy?
Yes, sir. We caught plenty yesterday and fixing to go here this morning and catch some more.
See there? I see there. And here's the key to this thing is patience, one of them. Of course, I don't have any, but Billy has lots, particularly fishing next to Miriam. But tell our listeners what we were using and what we were doing to catch those fish, Billy.
Well, we just had a little, the rod we used was a TCB series by B&M.
Yeah.
And we just put a little spinning reel on there with a small 783 slip cord. And I always use a number 8 cricket hook made by Eagle Claw, and it's got a number 5 split shot. And that set a little rubber stopper up the top, about 2 foot deep was as far as we would do fishing.
And we would throw it out there, and it would go under, just like that.
Yes, sir.
And we were using crickets. So talk about
Yes, sir.
you guys. Crickets, we just take for granted that they're going to pop up on Billy's boat, but they come from somewhere. They do cost money. You guys go through thousands of crickets in a year, right? I mean,
a lot of them, buddy.
a lot of them, and because I had a cricket bucket with me. Of course, I was in the back there watching them all, and I was taking notes. But and they had a cricket bucket up there, and these are the liveliest crickets I've ever seen. 3 of them are still in my socks now. I couldn't catch them, and Billy said, "Don't worry about them; the birds will eat them."
So you still squirming?
I'm still squirming. Yeah. But that cricket meant a lot because Billy taught me a new way to put the cricket on the hook. Billy.
I'd like to know.
Yeah, tell him, Billy, how you put that cricket on that hook.
I just hold that cricket sideways and I stick that hook in towards his back end and come out right under his neck.
See there? All right. He said back in. I said butt.
Wait a minute.
I got away with it because it's my show. I guess I can
There
say.
you go.
But that I'd always come through the neck, through the back, but I found that it stayed on the cricket better. So there's
Yes,
always
sir. It will stay on better, and the bluegill are after the meaty part of him, so it makes sense to me to have all that hook through that part of it.
So the cricket is the key. We're not using worms, wax worms, or anything like that. The cricket is the main deal.
Sir, your cricket. Anytime bluegill are on bed, I will use nothing but cricket.
Nothing but crickets. Now the crickets.
So what's the reason? So what have you discovered? I noticed you mentioned that anytime you have bluegill on bed, you use nothing but crickets.
Sir.
Why not the choice of waxworm or red worms?
Yeah.
What's that about?
Well, I just catch a lot bigger bluegill with cricket when they're on bed. You don't have to fool with all those little ones running around those worms.
Yeah, we caught about all that we caught, and Billy caught, were about the same size. They were all cousins.
Wow.
I mean,
Yes, sir.
they had the yellow, the orange belly.
Oh,
They were good looking.
Big one. That's
big
big
ones.
orange belly,
And we're working the edge of the brush.
Yeah.
We were really
Yes,
close
sir.
to that. And of course, to do it now, But this is not the end of it. Can you catch them again in August, Billy?
Yes, sir. The next full moon in August, they'll do it all over again.
There you go.
I got a question to ask you. So with the cricket thing,
Yes, sir.
I'm just kind of intrigued by the cricket thing. So
I know you go.
I've been fishing
Yes, sir.
so long with these crickets. So have you ever had an issue with the brim on bed with your crickets with the brim just sucking the head off the cricket? Have you ever had that problem, Billy?
Yes, sir. I'm going to tell you a story about that.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
When I was a
Billy's got
kid,
story.
it happened to me.
Tell
I
it
just
to
had
us,
to know
Billy.
it.
I knew it was coming.
This is the one.
Yes.
Yeah.
When the head of that cricket is gone, you messing with the female bluegill, not the male.
There you go.
You see that?
Yeah.
You see that? Out of all my years, that's why you need a professional.
Well, that's what
That's why
Billy
you need a
is.
professional.
Who knew?
That's, yeah.
Because I never could figure that out, but I would
why-
always like throw like a crappie jig behind it or
Yeah.
something, or
That's
beat
why-
a
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
spin.
That's why
So-
I'm in the back of the boat.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it works, you
So
know?
what-
Hey, and that's really the truth. If you'll pay attention to it, when you miss one and you pull it in and the head of that cricket's gone,
Yes.
you throw back out there and you catch it, I'll bet you 9 times out of 10 it'll be a female.
I'm still on the back of the boat trying to get the cricket running around my leg back there.
So what
you
is
know?
she, what is
for
what is
real.
she doing? What is the female? What is her objective at that point? What
Well,
is she
he
doing?
can't talk to the crickets.
Well, I
mean, you know,
I need to
he's
know.
not-
I'm trying to get some information. You know, I like to find out because I want to win these tournaments. You know,
Sure.
I understand.
You know,
Yes, sir.
so what is the objective? What is she doing? What's her objective? But just biting her head off.
Well,
Man, I don't know, but I've found it
know.
over the years to be true.
I just had
don't
to
know what
ask.
the purpose of it is,
You know,
but I'm telling you, it's the truth.
yeah.
and look, and
I've paid attention to it time after time.
And then think again that we're not in a John boat or
Yeah.
one of the
Right.
one of the real foot boats. We're in his.
Right.
How big? How long is that boat? 20 what feet? How many?
23 foot, 24
23
counting
foot.
the front
geez.
end on it.
Well, he got a yacht.
Yes, I'm
Yes,
telling
sir.
you.
We can have a
Yes.
square
Oh, my
dance in there.
goodness.
Yeah, he's got a square dance in there, Billy said. And he probably could. And you guys are in communication, too. You're calling back and forth to other guides.
Oh.
I mean, 'cause
Yes, sir.
they all want their clients to catch fish.
Right.
And,
Yes, sir.
And Billy's on that way, too. Now, we were through at 11. We could have caught more, but, we had a bucket. We had a cooler full
Yeah.
of bluegill that they'll take care for you.
Okay.
So I'm just telling you, this Blue Bank Resort, there's other resorts up there. I'm not betting. All of them are great. Reelfoot is its own entity for as making history, making memories. Right, Billy? I mean,
Yes, sir, it is.
well, talk about these boys, Billy. They're not anywhere around you, about Michael and Drew, and what they've done. Because I know their dad would be proud of them. So,
Yes, sir, they would. He'd be real proud. They have stepped up to a game that they come up, they were brought up in it, raised in it. I mean, that's all they ever been around. But they was always on the back burner of it, having to do everything he says. And
yes, yeah.
they paid enough attention over the years that when the time come for them to step in there,
Yeah.
hey, they grabbed her by the reins and took over.
Well,
Beautiful.
I know we had a great time Monday, Billy. We're going to go ahead and let you go and get the boys on the line next, Billy, after we let you go. But again, we laugh and do everything. You know how I feel about you, buddy. And
Oh, yeah.
you've put up with me a long time, but I put up with you too. Let's make it even.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
That's true.
Even Steven.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
Steven.
Well, I know I can go to his wife for relief. Okay?
Right,
Yeah, no.
right.
Oh, easy now.
Watch it now. Watch it now. All right, Billy Blakley. Thank you, buddy. We're going to call the boys now.
Hey,
and,
thank y'all.
Go catch them, and I'll see you in Springfield. Okay, man? All right?
Yes, sir. I'll see you there.
All right. Thank you, Billy. Okay, Billy Blakley. We're going to try to hook up with Michael and Drew Hayes now. Billy is the legend up there, and he, like I said, he answered your questions as best he could.
Yeah, best he could. You
Yeah.
know, I'm the type of dude.
Well, you added a lot there about biting heads off crickets.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you because over the years, I would always wonder why was that?
Well, I was going to get into how much crickets cost now, but you wouldn't want to believe it.
Oh Lord,
You wouldn't want to believe it now.
just one tube, half a tube.
Well, I'm
or
just
full
talking, how much the price of crickets go
Yeah.
through in a year,
Right.
that you don't really think about, you know.
Right.
And they buy them they go to
The big
a place in
truck.
Arkansas and buy them and bring them back and then go back. I bet they go, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. I don't know how many
Wow.
times in the
Wow.
year. How important a cricket is. Let's see if we can get get the boys.
You know what? The reason why I had that question. I got a ton of questions, but I just had to shoot them a couple of them. But when it comes to bass fishing, right? A female and a male bite different on beds. So So I was kind of like, okay, a female would do this to.
We'll ask him that on another time because he's a great bass fisherman too.
Is he? I'm gonna have
catfishing. Of course, he is the duck guide.
Oh, okay. Well, for bassing, I got it, but I wanted to know, is it similar? From female brim.
Well, I'm sure it is.
Yeah,
I'm sure it is.
Why is she doing that?
Who we got? We got somebody on the line, Brad.
We've got Drew. Michael didn't pick up his go round, but we got Drew on the line. With us
Drew.
Now.
He should be awake.
He should be awake, his brother says.
We can always get back to him in the next segment.
Yeah, we'll get back with Michael on the next segment, but because we want both of you guys on here, and we talked to Billy there, and we got as much out of him as I can about how good my wife is a fisher person. So, but we'll talk to you before we bring Michael in on the next segment. The life of being a resort owner's son. We talked a little bit up there at Blue Bank earlier in the week when we were up there and talking about that it was just part of what you grew up as. So how old were you when you remember doing anything for the resort?
I probably almost was too young to start remembering. I was grabbing bait even at 3, for people. Now, some of that, I don't know how legal it is, but I was doing it.
You were doing it, okay. and of course, now, you said this is a 5th generation? Is that right? Walk us through the generations here.
Yes, 5th generation.
Well, walk us through that.
So it was my great-great-grandmother that actually started the first hotel that we did.
Okay.
It was up in Tiptonville.
Okay.
And then we also moved to Sandburg as well.
Okay.
And then my grandfather actually bought the place from her.
Okay.
And then he ended up starting the fishing company and the other 3 resorts in the area, along with a restaurant as well. And my dad took over the restaurant in Blue Bank.
Your dad took over the restaurant. Your dad passed away when, Drew? When did he?
Would have been 2 years ago.
2 years ago, and your dad, you just about lived there. I mean, it's hard to get away from a job like this. So, what's it like to be a 24/7 employee, though?
Well, I'll be honest. I love it, so it's always good to be down there.
Well, go ahead.
I know people are like, well, it's 24/7, but at the same time, it's something I get to do. I mean, I can't beat the office I have.
No.
I'm right on the water.
You're right on the water. You get to do that and everything like that.
That's right.
All right, Brad, how much we need to...
We're going to break here and come back.
All right, we're going to take a break, and you just hang on, Drew, and we're going to hook up with Michael now, and then we'll be right back with. Let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and we're going back to Reelfoot Lake. We'll be right back.
Watch the sunrise, new day's dawn.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, brought to you by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, B&M Poles, and Ducks Unlimited.
Good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we wrap up this July 12th show. As we go back to Reelfoot Lake, the Blue Bank Resort, where my wife Miriam and I spent several days earlier in the week at Blue Bank and had a chance to catch some bluegill on the beds with guide Billy Blakley, and we were talking to one of the 2 brothers, Drew Hayes, on the previous segment. We're going to bring in his older brother. I don't know, he's wiser, maybe, I don't know, but we'll let them determine that. But his older brother, Michael, is going to join us now. Good Saturday morning, Michael.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Larry. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks to you guys early in the week. Had a chance to stay in one of their cabins right overlooking the water. These are just, if you're thinking of a shack, forget it. Blue Bank Resort is a first-class resort. Started 5th generations, according to Drew, gave us that information earlier. And so we're going to talk to the 2 brothers right now. We talked to Billy Blakley earlier about our fishing trip up there. So let's talk to Michael and Drew. First of all, we've already talked a little bit to Drew, but Michael, let's jump you in. You're the older brother.
Yes, sir.
Talk about growing up at Blue Bank Resort from your perspective, Michael.
Oh, heck, it was a great place to grow up. Just imagine being able to, anytime you want to, hop in a boat, go out on the lake, go fishing. You have access. You mentioned Billy. Billy's been, Billy's been family down here forever. But, being able to hop in the boats with, people like that anytime you wanted to, it just gives you it really spoils you on what you're able to do, especially on the water every day.
So let's get the duties here. I wrote them all down. I've got them here on my sheet of paper since my Radio Shack tape recorder didn't work. Didn't know if there's any. I think it's the only one still left. I got to work on that. But the boys saw it right off. But let's talk about let's go to Michael first. 39 years old, Michael.
Yes,
growing
sir.
up at this place. So what's your duties? Do you guys have specific duties?
We generally share a lot of the stuff, but I handle a lot of the marketing part of it, restaurant part of it, and like I said, there is a lot of overlap, and we do a lot of things together. But a lot of the marketing and stuff, is what I excel at and do most of.
Well, I just know when I get up in the morning, Michael's there, and when I go to bed at night, he's even got he looks like he's still there. Maybe somebody looks like him. I don't know. But Drew, I know that you don't get away from it very much either. Talk about your feelings about Blue Bank and what do you bring to the table for Blue Bank?
For me, most of the time I have to leave. Sometimes I have to do a lot of the community outreach, just how we're involved in the area and things like that.
Yeah, and I know that the restaurant plays a part in this with. Eric and the group back there, and the three ladies have been cooking forever. David Beal, you need to go up there because
I'm going.
These ladies, they can cook.
You got it scheduled.
Yes.
Yeah, anytime you're talking food.
I know my show
package.
Producer needs to go there with Brad Carson, but talk about the restaurant, Michael. Talk about it.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, we actually started back, I'm trying to think the restaurant itself, like the resort has been going for over 125 years.
Yeah.
And we've had, we used to do some cooking and things with that, but the actual sit-down, full-service restaurant we've been doing since, I believe, in the 1950s. I can't remember the exact year, but it's been since the 50s.
I don't think you remember the 1950s, Michael. Okay, all right.
Well, I don't remember them. I'm just saying we grew up with a restaurant as well. So
I would
it's been
remember
a long time.
them. Yeah. But you guys, it's the Fish House Grill. Is that right? Is that
Yes, sir.
The Fish House Grill, which promotes itself just what it offers. We ate there 3 days, and I have to tell you, the final night with the catfish platter and the best onion rings in existence.
You see, Brad, he's tempting us.
Yeah, but I'm tempting y'all. I mean,
Very good.
Yeah.
This is a dirty trick
You
for the
can
rest of us.
split that or whatever it might be. So, but
Dear
the
Lord.
restaurant plays an important part, and that was part of your dad, right? I mean, to make that restaurant what it is, and then also the grounds itself. Talk about that. How many acres do you guys have there?
Have right around 5 acres, maybe just a little bit over that, all located right on the water.
Okay.
We had some extra spot just on the other side of the water that was kind of nothing there that we've kind of turned into like a butterfly sanctuary type deal.
Yeah. And then the restaurant, those three ladies have been there forever, hadn't they, Andrew?
Oh.
Yeah, they've been there longer than I have. They've worked for my dad and then my grandfather too.
Yeah. And then I found out while I was up there that Michael lives in a house that's pretty well known up there too. Talk about where you live, Michael.
Well, I actually bought my grandmother's house. Yeah, it was built in the 40s, I believe. But yeah, actually bought that. Let's see, be 5 years ago now. Done a little remodeling and stuff to it, but it still feels like home.
How much legendary was your grandmother, Virginia?
Very much so. There's probably not a woman in the country that has caught more fish than our grandmother.
Yes.
Wow.
Especially crappie.
And by herself. By herself.
That's a real woman right there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, if you want a story about that, I've asked her to take me fishing before, and her answer was, I didn't take my kids and I didn't take my grandkids. It's just something that she did on herself that she enjoyed, and
She
it was her
fished by
free
herself.
time was to go do that.
You could
Yes,
see
sir.
her out in that big old lake, out there by herself. And how old was she when she passed away?
She was 96.
96, and she was still fishing into her 90s, wasn't she?
Oh, she was. We were just talking about this with one of my aunts the other day. We remember it was a February. And she was, I remember my dad calling me. She was breaking ice because I was at a sports show. She was breaking ice.
That's what I'm talking
in
about.
her 90s to go out crappie fishing in February.
Oh. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's a real angle.
And that's
hardcore right
a legacy you guys have. And I know, Drew, the meeting people, you have people that come from all over the United States and the world, don't you, Drew? I mean,
yeah, we have people from Australia, Russia, Britain, Canada, obviously, Mexico, everywhere. I think I've had every state there at some point.
So from there. Where's the number one state for Blue Bank?
Our biggest market probably is from Indiana, just from Indianapolis area.
Yeah. And your gift shop, Michael. I know I see your head sticking up behind the desk a lot of times going by there, and I understand that Drew and his mom Kathy are heading to a gift show in Atlanta. So you're constantly revising the gift shop too, right, Michael?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Always got to looking for those new trends, new things we want to do. Definitely have a lot of the souvenir things, that go with Reelfoot Lake, a lot of shirts and things that do that, but also just a lot of different things. You got to have a variety in a gift shop to hit a lot of people and try to get something that everybody would want and something that people want to take home as a memento of the trip.
And how many people can your resort hold? What's capacity, we'd say?
Your max capacity, you're probably looking somewhere between 100 and 115.
Yeah. Got a pool. You got... And then back in April, something happened, Michael. Resort got a little rain. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, back in April. Yeah, we probably got, it was one of those, 200, 300-year flood. I'm sure we'll get an exact number when, they get done doing all the measurements and everything. But, it was a lot of water that messed up a lot of our decks, but it ended up being a good thing in the long run because we've got a lot of decking and things that we added and brand new, and it just looks fantastic down here right now.
And Andrew, I think y'all haven't been through with that very long because the water completely ripped out the most of the decking, right, Andrew?
Oh, almost all of it, but the nice thing is, and you're right about new, I still haven't been able to stain it. I'm waiting on that, but like Michael said, we were able to just put back everything the way it was, even the hair nicer on some things, just because they haven't been touched in a little while.
And your mama was happy too, right, Michael?
Oh, very much so. Yes, got to do a few little things that she'd been wanting to add for a little while. She'd been wanting to
add for a long time, and but it's just a family atmosphere, folks. And I just thought I'd feature Blue Bank on this week's Outdoors with Larry Ray show, and these two young men. Drew is 31 and Michael's 39.
Youngsters.
And their other brother, Will, lives in Memphis, and he chose not to be part of this, and then he may be the smartest. I don't know.
He got a lot of work on their hands there.
Yeah, but it's just something that folks, just take the trip on up there. There's so much to see. You could go in and see a movie at the Strand? Is that the name of it?
Yes, sir.
Built in 1915, and the theater had Jurassic Park on it earlier this week when I went by it.
That's cool.
It's a theater built, and I think it's the oldest theater in Tennessee. Or it's one of them.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
That's correct.
And
it's not the oldest. It's one or two.
It's
right
one or
there.
two, the theater in downtown Tiptonville.
Really?
And then you've got to go to the Dairy Queen in Tiptonville. We went Sunday night, and everybody was there. I thought the guy was running for mayor that was in there, and everything. Because everybody was there.
That's what I was telling you. I think that is one of only 2 Dairy Queens left in the country that have the original menu still.
What?
Did you hear that? So,
man, this is like...
Well, is it crappie on the menu?
No crappie on the menu. But
I was about to show up.
No, catfish, but, it's stepping back in time when you go in there and the whole town of...
you talk about that. We actually have the oldest registered boat dock in Tennessee. We're actually boat dock 001.
You did? All right. Was that taken away by
Reelfoot?
at Reelfoot at your place?
No, yeah, at our place, we actually have the oldest registered boat dock in Tennessee. We're Boat Dock 001.
See what you learn.
We got a lot of firsts around here.
Well, you said it's 150 years.
Yeah, so I mean, it's time for the water to get them. I mean, but so tell them how they get information, Drew, about Blue Bank Resort.
The easiest way is just check out our website, bluebankresort.com, or you can give us a call at the office, 1-877 Blue Bank. Or a lot of people now like our social medias, especially Facebook. Yes. We do live videos of Billy fishing on there.
Okay. Well, well, they do it. They did an interview with Billy right after we caught fish. They didn't ask me, but they put Billy in there, because they should have had Merriam in there.
They should have had you on there.
No, they didn't need me. That's for sure. But,
Billy sounds like a hoot.
Yeah, Billy is. You has to have an interpreter when you go with Billy. Okay, all right. But guys, thank y'all. Great time as always. A great late birthday present from my wife Miriam, and always look forward to it. And I know that Michael and his mom are getting ready to make a big trip, buddy. Hope y'all have a great time, safe travels and everything. And the same way in Atlanta too. Don't get lost down there, Drew. Okay, I mean.
I'm not planning on it, but I don't make promises.
You don't make promises, yeah. All right, buddy. We got to go. Talk to y'all later on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Love you guys. See you. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Bye.
All right, let me tell you about next week's show real quickly. And I know we didn't get your fishing report.
Oh, it's all right. I'll be back if I have to just step right in.
You'll be back.
Are the crappie biting or is it too hot?
No, you can find crappie.
You can find crappie, but you have to go down about 20 foot deep.
Yeah. You got to.
Yeah, they down there.
So next week, let me quickly got All Music Outdoors with Larry Ray, featuring Don King, the TWRA Communications Chip, TWRA Office Voice. And, of course, Newton County Sheriff, Arkansas, Glenn Wheeler and his band. Mark Copley's going to be on a big announcement on next week's show, and we'll talk about the expo too. Brad, Carson, thank you, buddy. Thanks for hanging with us.
Yes, sir.
I know it's wild in here.
Yes.
David Beal, have a great weekend.
Absolutely.
And this is what I say every week. It doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport, folks. Mm-hmm. And God bless the USA.